Hello, we're going to go over how to do departments and classrooms today. So I've already logged in and I'm on the front page. I'm going to go ahead and use Quick Add when I make the real one, but you can make both departments and classrooms in two different ways. One of those ways is to go to Site Settings and Site Config. Another way to go to is up here. And you can use the department or classroom manager. So I'm going to go ahead and make a department here. This is what the department manager looks like. Here you can add categories by clicking that. You can put a name in here for the category and then click submit. And then you would click this button here to make a department. So you put the title will be the URL usually, and then you can do a department intro. However, if you use the quick add button up here to do that, you will get a few more options on creation. You'll be able to put a department name, and if you already have categories that you want, do that. Creating a category will bring up something else that you can make a new category with. But here you can also change the layout for the portal part of the page, and you can also pre-populate that portal area with some select widgets. So I'm going to use accomplishments, blurb, and sure. Okay. And then I'm going to click submit. I forgot to name it, but it should be fine. Nope, I forgot to name it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'm going to go video department. No category, 2-panel, blurb, and accomplishments. There we go. And so now we have a pre-populated portal area and our fresh department. So we have a couple areas here that we can edit. Okay. And those places, I'm going to go ahead and start here with the left box. So the department message, you can have over here, message. Just to show you where these go. So that one will show up there. And then the config, here's our new editor, will put the information where you could put the department intro if you wanted. Intro, video department. Okay. You click save. And as you can see, we have some information that'll show up right here. Another button we have in the config area is this change theme. Now you can actually change the way that these areas look by picking one of our themes. Let's see, and you'll get a little preview right here. I'm gonna pick one. Sure. And then we'll click set theme and then save, and then it'll end up changing the whole look of the department. So to change that back, you'll click config, go to change theme, and then go to no theme. Theme and save. And now we're back to the fairly standard department. Let's see, you're able to edit these same as you would have a portal. You can click edit layout and change the layout of these. You can add most of the widgets that are available in the main site, but not all of them, just most of them. And then we're going to come over here to members. Now members works the same as groups and users. And as a refresher, that you click this button to do a group. I'm gonna call this one admin. Let's create. And then we're gonna come over here to teacher. And we're gonna move one of these over. And as a reminder, the permissions in departments, just like in groups and users, are controlled by the group, not the user individually. So if we wanted to change the permissions, we'd come up to the group, click the pencil, and then we would change the permissions here. And click all of those we want. And sometimes you'll have these clicked off and it won't always function exactly the way it's supposed to. So when that happens, do come over here and make sure that these permissions up front match the permissions back here. Now the module permissions are a way to give yourself more granular, not yourself, but to give that group more granular permissions. So say you want them to be able to post something but not to be able to delete, well, you can control that back here. It won't be per individual post, but it'll be per like post or content type. Just gonna finish clicking all these on. You don't usually have to do this, but you can. Update. And then if we make another one, this one non-admin, create. In here, click this, put 4 in there. We won't give them any permissions. And close. So it otherwise auto saves. So if you went back in here, they are still in here. Another thing with the members in departments is that if you do go to delete the user, you will have to revoke their access to the group that they're in order to actually delete the user. So as an example, we can go ahead and get rid of test 4. We'll click this revoke user. Yes. And that will make them not be in this category anymore. But you can also actually delete them. So if you go here to the pencil, over there in the user area, you can click delete user, and then we'll go through the delete process. Just click. Yes. And then it'll be deleted. And when they're deleted from here, they are deleted from the site. If you do not go through the process of actually deleting them from this category, you will end up with an error that looks like this. So we go there, and then we want to delete the user. Click yes. You will end up with this message that says you need to delete them from the group in that particular department. And we're just going to go ahead and leave that. So this would be useful if you, say, wanted somebody to have control of just a department or just an area of the site. So you'd want to give them a department or a classroom for them to have control over, but you didn't want to give them those kinds of freedom in the rest of the site. So that's a useful thing here when it comes to these areas having their own groups and users set up. And then we also have menus. Menus here works the same as the navigation editor in the rest of the site. So you can, of course, add pages there, and you can add links. We'll call this Google. Some Google as well. So it is usually better to use HTTPS. So we're just gonna add that S there and then save. And departments do have their own menus. So like I just showed, and we just made a new menu that has a little sub menu here. So you would just build it out like that. Another thing about both classrooms and departments is that they actually have their own modules. So they have their own independent news. So if you come up there, go /news. They can have their own news posts here. Click new. All this Depot News. And as you can see, it up here, it's not actually connected to the school. And this is true for their events too. So they also have their own independent calendar, which you can in fact connect to a Google Calendar if you so wish. By default, they come in with a Cyberschool calendar, but in order to change it to a Google Calendar, you'd have to come up here to Settings, and then go to Integrations, Configure Calendar Integrations, and then you would do the same setup process that you did on the back end for the main site. And then you would click Save and Close. It also has an iCal import and export and an RSS feed if that is something that is interesting to you. Okay, so that is those. Many of these post types can be independent if you want to use them inside of departments and classrooms. So, when it comes to classrooms, though, they have some extra things. I'm going to go ahead and come up here and we're going to make a classroom, same as we did before. We're going to go video classroom. New class. I'm going to go ahead and just click these. We're going to leave that single panel. And so this is a classroom. So it is the same as a department in every way except that it has it has a few dedicated widgets here. So like scope and sequence, class assignments, and homework and projects, which are more useful to teachers who want to receive kids' homework digitally or want to keep track of lessons and stuff in a centralized location. But Classrooms still has its own news, still has its own calendar, and still has a lot of its own modules, and works just the same with the members and the themes and the navigation editor. So that is a brief overview of department and classes. Thank you.